So I just want to give a look at the trailer for Pokemon X and Y, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. So first of all, we open on the male trainer, presumably, looking into a mirror, and another has speculated that this could mean that the game allows for character customization. A lot of games like The Sims, which have heavy character customization, would have your character stand in front of a mirror while they're changing their appearance, because that kind of makes sense. That's how people kind of decide what they're wearing at home, right? So it does make sense to me that this would allude to character customization. And this trailer, when I first saw it, I didn't really notice anything, probably because I was so excited, but there's so many different things in here that allude to many different exciting things. Cat! Yeah, my cat's being an asshole. Anyway, so let's continue. So here we have him on a route. You can see that the route number is very low. It says 3 right there, if that is indeed the route number. And you can see a town in the left, and you can see mountains all the way in the back with big trees and everything. So it looks like it's going to be a perspective that's lower to the ground and more common to other type of RPGs that aren't so top-down as Pokemon usually is. And that's an interesting perspective, and there's some tall grass there. And the trainers definitely look bigger than before. The sprite looks taller, and it's kind of halfway in between doing a full proportionate aesthetic and then halfway in between that and the spriting interface that we're used to now. Here's obviously a gym. Looks like a grass type gym where you're swinging vines. I think that's the only kind of place where we'll see stuff like this, except for maybe in very, very rare instances. There we have a female trainer who is running through a field of flowers, and that looks pretty interesting, I guess. She's wearing a pretty stupid hat, and I hope that wouldn't be the default female character, but Nintendo has given us some pretty damn stupid looking characters before. Including Princess Leia Bunhead from Black, White, and Black 2. So, I don't know. But it looks like they're going to allow character customization. That's what I'm assuming, and that's my prediction. Next, we have the male character obviously gliding. He's clearly not running. And when I first saw this, I thought that he was running in slow motion, and I'm like, why is he running in slow motion? That doesn't really seem like a very appealing gaming mechanic, but turns out, well, it looks very much like he's on rollerblades, and that would be pretty cool. Here we have the female character running across a bridge. We get to see some nice scenery there. And here are the starters. So first off, we have Chespin, who looks like kind of a mole or some kind of rodent, and he's obviously grass type. The interesting thing about these, though, judging by the attacks that they're using, it looks like these could have very interesting dual types, so we'll get to that when we start seeing their attacks. So here he's using Solar Beam, and here it looks like he's using X-Scissor or something. It could be, I mean, judging by the purple kind of flares, it could even be like a dark type move, and that would be very interesting if he was a grass dark type, because as we get to the other types, you'll see why that could be very interesting, and I'll explain that. Here we have Fennekin. And Fennekin is obviously based on a fennec fox, and he's obviously a fire type. It looks really cute, actually, and I'm excited to see what its final evolution looks like. But as you can see from its attacks, it uses a fire type move here, and then it uses here what looks like a psychic type move. It could be Psy Wave, it could be Confusion, so it could be a fire psychic type, and that would be very, very interesting. If we have a grass dark and fire psychic, that means that if you pick the grass type Pokemon, when you have meetups with your rival later in the game, you're actually going to be evenly matched, as opposed to your rival having an advantage on you. So, and then we see Froakie here, who is obviously a frog, and he's a water type. And judging by his attacks, first he uses a water type move, and then he uses a close combat type attack, could be close combat itself. He has kind of ninja characteristics, and that leads me to believe that he could be a fighting type. And now another really cool thing to note that nobody else really mentioned is that the Pokemon are actually touching each other, and that's something that doesn't even really usually happen in the 3D stadium type games. So I'm pretty excited about that, because that brings a whole new level to the battles that we didn't have before. Here's a beautiful little forest scenery, and then we have a wild Pokemon appearing, and that looks like it, honestly, that looks like it's going to get on my nerves if I keep seeing that every time a wild Pokemon appears. But maybe this only happens when a rare Pokemon appears or something like that. But it looks like you are going to be able to catch a Pikachu in this game, and that is very exciting because in most games you can't catch Pikachu. So that right there, let me just talk about that because that looks like it looked like something else and then it transformed into a room of some kind. And I'm going to say right now, this is my prediction, that is the Psychic Gym, and that gym is going to give you the TM for Trick Room. That's a pretty obvious guess, but so here we have a Litwick fighting with a Psyduck and Audino, and there's a bug type gym obviously with a spider web. Mienfoo hitting a Dragonair, so that looks like a fire type gym maybe. And here we have the legendaries. This is the mascot for Pokemon Y. Have no idea what his name is, but he looks pretty freaking awesome. And this is the mascot for Pokemon X, and he looks even more awesome to me. You can see the little X in his pupils there. And he kind of looks like a Saucebuck mixed with like an Arceus and a Virizion. It's a really cool elk-looking thing, almost like in Princess Mononoke. There's the Spirit of the Forest or whatever you call it, and that thing was awesome. And this kind of looks like that in a way, the antlers. Here we have Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, the logos. So let me know what you guys think of it. I am really, 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 really excited for this because I've been waiting for Nintendo to release a 3DS title for Pokemon. And to all you guys saying like, oh boohoo, I don't have a 3DS yet, come on. It's been 2 years since the 3DS came out. You can afford $150 to go and buy one, $170, whatever it is. Honestly, it's not that expensive. And if you can't save up that much money in 2 years, then maybe you shouldn't even be complaining about it. If you're not making your own money, then fuck off. Like, don't bring everyone else down just because you can't afford to get a new system. The series has to advance. There's been more Pokemon games on the DS than you could ever possibly want. So, it's done. Just get over it and get a 3DS. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that much money, and I'm not rich, okay? I'm a poor person. But anyway, another thing I want to talk about is, which nobody else has really mentioned yet, the beginning of the trailer, I don't have a shot from that right now, but the beginning of the trailer shows a light coming from a part of the globe. A lot of people have been saying that this is based on France, and from what I've seen in the beginning of the trailer, it looked like the light was coming from about this point, if the globe is like this, because there was a large mass at the bottom, and it did look like Europe on the right, on the top right. So it did look like the light that Pikachu was shooting out was coming from France. So that is pretty cool. I think we pretty much basically confirmed that it's based on France. So I'm really, 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 really excited for this generation. I really want to hear your comments and opinions. I've been looking for other people's opinions and videos about this for all day, and I'm so excited. So let me know what you guys think. Bye.